Hey guys, what's up? My name is Shanjai. This is my first live stream. So what we are going to be building today is going to be a normal weather app using the Openweathermap API. As you guys know, Openweathermap API is kind of like a lot famous now. I also got a lot of views on my YouTube channel. So let me use a private window here. I'm using Brave, by the way, so if you don't know. First of all, as we're going to be building an Openweathermap website, as you guys can see, Openweathermap website, I just want to look for some inspiration, how people are actually making the projects, some inspiration how they focus on the design and stuff. So let's just see some demos. Let's say Open Weather Map API JavaScript. I think a lot of people might have uploaded. This is one of my famous videos. I think it's like my most viewed video on YouTube. So here you can see some like normal design. It's like not that good, but fine. Okay.
What type in either, and then on the bottom we get some basic weather details. That
it's also cool, but like want to give it like a good modern design, something like this. Okay, that's kind of like straightforward and stuff. Like the centigrades are there, the cloudy, how cloudy it is, and the city that we actually import. Everything's there, straightforward. And this is one of the like my favorite ones. The design is so like awesome, and the information, everything's there. So I think that's exactly what we should what we're going to focus on, like a design like that, not an app but a website. What I'm going to do is I'm going to design the app on Photoshop. I'm going to be using Photoshop. I don't have Adobe XD. I'll be using Photoshop. Let me put my no, it's fine. So I'll be using Photoshop to design it. Sorry guys. Let me open up Photoshop. I think got good design, a little bit of good designs, kind of like abstract design or something. You can design it on Photoshop. It's pretty easy. You guys can also see my thumbnails when it comes off, as you guys can see. I also got a new face cam. If that looks good, leave a comment. Live chat, is anyone? 0 views, fine. So want to create it in the style of a website. So I'll use 1280 by 720. First of all, I just want to use make this a black themed website. So I'll use black, control backspace, and I'll just use the but do we do that, or else I just want to make that a white themed website, kind of off-white, a little bit off-white. So right here, first of all, obviously we need the title. The title I'll go with a little bit of black. What's that? None. I'll give. I want to use a font what I recently downloaded. It's called Made Soul Maze. So make it a little bit bigger. Get it right there on the top. That doesn't look that good. I should change it, I think, to Monster Ad. That's like an awesome font. I've been using it a lot. Oh, Big Noodle titling. Okay. I'll have the weather map right there. And also I wanna we want to convey the information of the centigrades in just like a single picture. So I'll just say it's sunny, so we need a picture of sun. So I'll say sun picture animated. Just want to get a good picture, anything that stands out to the viewer's eye, anything even funny or something, anything that like kind of looks like the thumbnail, one of the thumbnail. I'll use this. If it's a PNG, it would be more good. Just paste that, remove all this stuff. Actually guys, I'm doing this so fast because like I'm kind of even though I do programming, I used to have a design channel back even before like starting a YouTube channel. Like I had around 80 subscribers. I used to have like that. So right here we have like a conveying, like in one picture we want to convey how it looks, and after that I'll just say what's the temperature. I'll just put temp. In this case we want to use Montserrat. I want to use a bold one. I'll decrease the font a little bit. If you guys want like a tutorial on like UI design or anything, like leave a comment down below if you're watching this video live after the video, after the live is actually over. We want to make the temperature go right there. Just for this sake we'll say 28C, 38C. And the temperature, only the temperature text, I want it to be kind of the color of the orange of the color of the sun. Then we wanna, what is the other one? Okay, we wanna base it off of that tutorial, right? So it's kind of good one. What was that? Openweathermap API JavaScript. So okay, he's got in sections. Let's do that as well. Put it right there. Like if you're doing a project guys, planning is really essential. You gotta like kind of design what you're gonna do. Like you have to do it. So I'll just say desk description, just to say description. Reduce the font size with this as well. Okay, a little bit here, because obviously like description, you can't expect it to be a little bit short, right? It's kind of long. So for the description I want to say, I'll just say cloudy. Exactly, that's what we want. Like obviously, like look at the design, it looks so easy. It looks like it's something that you can make it in a like in 10 minutes or something, but it's kind of hard. Like when you start off, you don't have any idea for a project, and also we'll be discussing about the best projects like in the middle of the live stream, so stay tuned for that. I'll just have this design opened up. Let me open up Visual Studio Code. You should start coding. Okay, I've spent 8 minutes. Okay, so this is the weather app, the folder that I opened saying weather app, you guys. So here I have a folder with weather app and index.html, style.css. The HTML I want to just create a normal boilerplate as everyone says, and then I'm gonna say weather app. Also have a style sheet, so I'll link this to the style sheet. Actually, you know what, I'll open this up with live server and then put in the side so that you guys can actually see. So actually, to be really honest, I do not have like a code right next to me or something. I just wanna like do it like from scratch, raw. Like from scratch I want to build this up, because it's not like that much of hard project, right? So it's pretty easy one, so might be okay with it. Might not take that much time, around 30 to 40 minutes maybe. So in the body, one of the main things we do is the text. Okay, I'm not fixed with this design. I'll just have it as like normal roadmap for my design, but I could change it based on the data. Like I've only selected the temperature and description, but that could be more, right? That could be like coordinates and the country name. That could be a lot. We might also not focus on the image a lot, but mostly on the information based on JavaScript. That's exactly what we're going to be targeting. So in the body, I want to create a div with a class of weather map. I also want to create an h1, so to say it's weather map, increase my brightness. h1 I want to say, guys, I'm not sure if the way I'm like talking is kind of good. If you guys like, I don't know if this fits or anything. If you guys are not okay with it, like leave a comment, say me how I should talk and stuff. So right here in the h1 we have the weather app text, and then we want an image tag. So for the image tag, the source, we have not actually put the like the image path, but we will be putting right in JavaScript. We'll be opening a file as well, so not yet. We will be using a source for JavaScript, like based on the information that we are greeted. So we also want to do some research as well. So based if it's sunny or if it's cloudy, we want to change the source of the image dynamically. So we'll just leave the image blank, and then I'll create a div saying weather info, like this notation, guys. Like the R ends here, and the I is capital. The meaning is it's called camel notation. If you use to JavaScript and other programming object oriented or any programming languages, you guys might know. So right here in the weather info, what are the stuff we do need? Stuff we need might be like the temperature, so we might be using an h3, and we'll put a span in here saying temp, because we wanna change the color of the temperature to the color of the picture, I think. So we'll go on, then we can change span. Want to change it to temp. I'll put a colon right there just to show what the temperature is, and then just for the sake of this video I'll put 38°C. Right, like that. I want to copy that, paste it around 2 more times. I'll say country, so where I live in, Sri Lanka. I'll just say US. And what's the other one we used? Description. Okay. Description. And for the description, I want to use like say cloudy, just like that, and that's it. I'm gonna go to the style.css and start styling. So like fully, I want to put the margin 0, padding 0, box sizing border box, put the font family to Montserrat, and that's what we are going to be using universally, like around the whole website. So I put weather info. Is that no? It's called weather map. So inside the weather map, what we want to do, first of all, we want to get them aligned right here to the middle. So an easy way of doing it is display flex, justify content center, align items center, and then want to put the height to 100 VH. Why isn't it working? Okay, there's no dash there. Shit. So here it is. We don't want it to be like that. We want it to be like arranged in a column way. So where we do that is flex direction column. If you guys like kind of want a tutorial on flexbox, I itself thought on making the whole introduction video on flexbox. If you want it, like leave a comment down below. So right here we want the weather app to go a little bit up. Can you check if the live stream?
Yeah.
So for the weather map H1, we want to kind of increase the margin from the bottom around 30 pixels. Let's say 70. Font size around 35 pixels. Yeah, that's okay. Now also we want to style these stuff. I'll just check the live stream. Okay, 16 minutes.
It's okay.
Okay. Stuck ka? Stuck?
Huh?
Lagging?
No, it's not lagging.
Okay. Sound?
Sound? No.
Sound.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So we also want to check we also want to style the temperature, country, and the description. We also want to give kind of a little bit of a margin there. Sorry guys, this is my first live stream, so I might not be perfect. We want to style these stuff, so I actually have them in a weather info class. Copy that, paste it right there. Temperature, we wanna what do we wanna do? Wanna give, first of all, we wanna give specific margins for each of them. Temperature span, around margin of 20 pixels, and no, H3 span, H3 no. Okay, so for the weather info, why isn't it working? What do we want to do? So we want to create like a margin for all of them. I think I'll just put a like a random image in the middle so that it's easy for us to see how it will look. So cloudy image, I'll just select one, like a cartoonistic one. I'll copy the link and paste it in the source. Copy the link address, put that right there. No, that's not working. I think we should copy the image address. Yeah, so it's there. We also want to kind of shrink it a little bit. So we'll say weather map image width 100%, height 100%. I'll just say width 50%. Yeah, that's okay. And also for the H1, we want to adjust the margin bottom around to 50 or even 30, like that's okay. And for the temperature, we can put some margin and then like kind of style the temperature, country, and description. I'll put a margin universally around 30 pixels. Okay. Then wanna target the span tags. Not weather map, weather info, and then the span tag. Wanna put the span tag to like a normal static color now. I'll say F6 FC 6600. This is like my channels, like official color, I think. And then for each and every H3, which is this, you want to give a specific like a margin bottom so that they're separated from each other. So what we want to do, I'll say weather info and a H3. I'll say a margin bottom of 20 pixels. No, that's too much. Of around 10 pixels. And I'll say text align center, so it's kind of aligned in the center. Yeah, right like that. We also want to give a little bit of a like off-white background. So I'll target the body with a background color of let's just take white now, and then we can adjust it. Of white, that's too much. That white, yeah, that's okay. So now we have to deal with the JavaScript, guys. So we need to deal with the API, the Openweathermap API, guys. So first of all, what I want to do, I'll go to Brave, and I'll go to the Openweathermap API website. I'll be showing you how to use the API like from scratch, signing in and getting the API key and all of those stuff. So first of all, you want to sign in. If you don't have an account, you have to sign up. Like it's the same thing, it will bring you to the same page, and then once you're signed in, you'll be greeted with this website. Don't go to any other pages. Go to API keys, which is what you need for this website, for this API, using Fetch API. And also, if you're not familiar with the Fetch API, I also uploaded a video on Fetch API. Let me get that. I also uploaded an introduction to Fetch API video. Might help you, like kind of help you in order to use Fetch API, like dealing with any Fetch API. So right here, Fetch API in JavaScript, I cover Ajax, promises, and all those kind of stuff. So what you want to do is you want to copy this API key. Sorry guys, I went off topic. You want to copy this API key. I'll just open up a new file. I'll just name is I'll just put info. First of all, I'll paste the API key. I'll put that in a string. Put that in a string, and then right after you get the API key, you want to go to the API page. I'll leave this website link in the description. You want to go to current weather data. You also have other ones. If you want, you guys can try it out. You want to go to the API documentation. I'll scroll right down. Here they've got all the demos. So in this tutorial, we'll only be using the city name. So I'll copy that and put that right below. Right here, we also want to change all of those stuff. If you're new to Openweathermap API, I highly recommend you go through the guide. And also, if you kind of are used to video video tutorials, I'll also leave a link to one of my videos in the description, covering all the in the pinned comment right below, covering all the like basic stuff of Openweathermap API, covering the main stuff of Openweathermap API. So the one thing in this API is that it only gives in Fahrenheit, not in centigrades. If you want in centigrades, you guys can switch it and stuff. I think the API might be different if you go to centigrades. Let's check the API documentation. No, the API is it's 2.5. Let's check if it's different. No, it's the same thing. So now let's make the API call. So the first thing what we want to do is we want to ask for the person's input. Obviously, I forgot that. Okay, right there I'll put weather input. No, the type is text. So in the placeholder I'll put enter your city name. So I'll copy the class, I'll style it a little bit. The dot there. I'm gonna margin bottom of 25. Yeah. Then give a padding of 15 top and bottom, and then 10 on the left and right. So for the left and right, I'm gonna put 20 pixels. Sure.
Okay.
10 pixels, and then around 10 pixels, 10 pixels, 10 pixels, 20, and another 20. I think that might not work. Yeah. Want to increase this to 15, and then increase that as well. Increase this to 50. Yeah, now that's okay. I'll increase the font size to 20 pixels, right like that. Is at 70. And put the border to none. I want the border to be none. Border radius to be around 3 pixels. And that's okay. Now we can continue with the JavaScript. We want to get the input of the city name. So the first thing I'm going to do is input value equals document dot lagging. So lagging means mouse and all.
Oh,
1 minute.
Ganesh, Wi-Fi explain
so the I'll put weather input right here for the input value. Then you want to get the input value and pass it for the city name, and then you also want to get the API key, which is this, and pass it right here. So let's start with the fetch API. You want to fetch, which is the link, and this is the link. Weather question mark the city name. So for the city name, what you can do is to add I'll put right there, put 2 commas. No, so it's finishing here. Wait then. Cut this city name. Instead we want to use the input value. So input value dot value, and for the API ID we want to cut that. What do we want to do? I'm gonna put that right there. You want to put 2 pluses, and you want to put the we already have it in a string, so we can copy the API ID, paste it right there. We don't want that colon because it's like a continuous function, and then want to get the response and turn it into response.json. Then there's another promise which is going to be the data, so the response equals what did we do? So the response, taking it like that, okay, can make it a function. So here we can make some variables on. Let's actually see how the API works. So if I go right there, if I click on that sample, so we've got a coordinate, weather, what are the stuff we need? We need the name, so we can get the name directly. We can get the weather, and then we can get the description, and then we can get the temperature. So the first thing is what's the first thing we need is the temperature. The way we get it is directly go to temperature. Temp constemp will be equals to response, and it comes in an array, so you have to use it like that. No, first of all, let me actually console.log the response, see if it actually does work. Okay, I have not linked the script. Link this to app.js, value of null. Okay, we want to listen for a click as well. Just put a button submit. I won't style it, so I just put the submit button. I want to put the class as submit. Right here we want to listen for the click, so const button equals document.querySelector, say submit button. So I'll actually copy the whole thing, add an event listener, and then paste the whole thing inside that. So inside that you want to put a function, the whole thing. So I'll say Colombo, and then I'll submit. Cannot read value. It's line 7. Put value dot value. Why isn't it working? I'll say London. Cannot read value of null. Okay, weather input. Why isn't it working? Okay, we should get the class. So I don't know, put the dot there, which is the class. Put Colombo, which is Sri Lanka. It's not working. Unexpected token. Copy link address, I'll paste it. Okay, I think the link is different. I think it should be this one. So it should be that. If I copy one of that and see if it works. Let's paste the whole thing. So you cannot access it. I'm gonna get it by the city name, right? So want that. I'll fetch the data. City name is, I'll say, just for the sake, I'll just put New York. And the API ID is going to be that. I'll copy it and paste it. And if I click on submit, it's not working. Wait. Valid API key. Got the API key, right? Go to the same page. I gotta sign in. Check if it works. Yeah, it does. The API key I think is wrong. See how many hours I'm going. 37 minutes. Okay. It's almost done. So I copied the API ID, paste it right here. I copy the ID. Which is going to be the ID. I'll copy it. I think it's API ID is something different. That might work. Also for the question, we want to change it. Right, Anish? We'll add it with the input value dot value. Now it might work. It should work. I'll say the same thing that we used. Put submit. Why isn't it working? Search this.